Hello everyone, this video contains the questions from real numbers chapter MCQ which are usually asked in board exams. These questions are taken from R.D. Sharma and Exam Idea. So let's begin. The first question is root 90 is option A integer, B irrational number, C rational number or none of these. So the correct answer is B irrational number. Let's begin with the solution. So when we take this number root 90 and factorize this 90, what do we get? We get 2 into 3 into 3 into 5. Now root 90 will be 3 root 2 5 is a 10. 3 will come out of the root sign as it is a perfect square. Now you know that root 10 is an irrational number. So we'll get that 3 root 10 is an irrational number. So the answer is root 90 is an irrational number. The product of two consecutive integers is divisible by option A 3 or 2 or 6 or 10. The correct answer is B 2. Let's see the solution of the second question. Now we are asked to check the consecutive integers product. So let's take an example 6 or 7, or we can say 13, 14, or let's take 29 and 30. These are all consecutive integers, 18, 19. So if you observe here, 6 is divisible by 2, 14 is divisible by 2, 13 is also divisible and 18 is divisible by 2. Now if you take say 25 and 26, in this example as well, 26 is divisible by 2. So what do we observe here is that one of the number in the given set of consecutive numbers is divisible by 2. Now why it is divisible by 2? Because you can see that if you write two consecutive integers, one of them will always be even and the other one will be odd. So even numbers are always divisible by 2. So we can say the product of two consecutive integers will be divisible by 2. That's the end of the solution. Question 3. The product of three consecutive integers is divisible by 5, 4, 6 or none of these. So the correct answer is 6. Now let's take the example when we have three consecutive integers. What we can say about the products? Can we get some factors? So take an example of three consecutive integers, say 8, 9, 10, or say 10, 11, 12, or maybe 19, 20, 21. One more set, 39, 40, 41. Now you can see in the first example, 9 is divisible by 3 and 10 is divisible by 2. In next, 10 is divisible by 2 and 12 is divisible by 2 as well as 3. Now in the next example, 20 divisible by 2 and 21 divisible by 3. 39 and 40 factors are 3 and 2. So all of these have definitely 2 and 3 as their factors when we take the product. So we can say that the product will have the factors 2 and 3. That is 2 into 3 equals to 6. So the product will be divisible by 6 for sure. Question 4. N square minus 1 is divisible by 8 if n is an integer or natural number, odd integer or an even integer. The correct answer is C, an odd integer. In this question, we have n square minus 1 and we are asked to check for n. Now let's take an example. What could be the possible value of n? Suppose n is an even number. So what we can say about n square? Let's take 2, 4 or 12. These are all even numbers and square them. So squares will be 4, 16 and 144. So you can observe here the squares of even number is always even. Now let's take an example where n is odd. And you square these numbers, for example 3, 11 and 13. What will be the squares? 9, 121 and 169. So we know that these three numbers are again odd. So when your n is odd, the squares of them is always odd. In the first case, for even number it is even. Now let's take the case we have n square minus 1. So when n square is even, n square minus 1 will be odd. And when n square is odd, n square minus 1 is even, because even comes after odd and odd comes after even. So what do we get here? N square minus 1 has to be divisible by 8. Now 8 is a even number. So what we can say about n square minus 1? It must be a even number, because factors of even numbers are always even. So in which case does it happen? It happens in second case. That is when n is odd. So the answer is n has to be an odd integer. Question number 5 is 3 point recurring to 7 is an integer, a rational number, a natural number or an irrational number. So the correct answer is B, a rational number. Let's see the solution. The number given to us is 3 point recurring to 7, which we can write as 3.2727 goes on. Now what type of number this is? This is a non-terminating and recurring decimal number. Now non-terminating and recurring, this is the nature of rational numbers. So we can say the given number is rational. Rational numbers also take another form, that is terminating. So if you have any of these two forms, you can definitely say the given decimal number is a rational number. So the answer is rational number. Next question, question number 6. The LCM of two numbers is 1200. Which of these cannot be their HCF? Your options are A 600, B 200, C 400 and D 500. The correct answer is 500. In this question, the LCM is given to be 1200 and there are four numbers 600, 200, 400, 500. Which one should not be the HCF? Now, to understand this, we have to know this property that HCF means highest common factor. That means that HCF is going to be a factor of the two given numbers. And LCM has the word M, which stands for multiple. That means HCF is a multiple of the given two numbers. So we can say that HCF has to be the factor of LCM, because HCF is a factor of two numbers and those two numbers are factors of LCM. So let's see now, 600 is a factor of 1200, 200 is also a factor of 1200, 400 is also a factor, but 500 is not a factor of the given number 1200. So in this case, HCF should not be 500. Question 7. If two positive integers a and b are written as a is x is to 4 y square and b is x square y cube, where a, x and y are prime numbers, then what is HCF? So options you can see here. Find out the correct answer. It's D, x square y square. Let's see the solution. In this question, the value of A is x raised to 4 y square and the value of B is x square y cube. Now to find the HCF, we know the property that HCF is the lowest power of all the common factors. So here the common factors are powers of x and y. Now let's see what is the lowest power of x. Power is 2. Lowest power of y is also 2. So we can say the HCF is x square into y square. Question 8. The decimal expansion of rational number 14587 upon 1250 will terminate after how many places? 4, 2, 3 or 1 decimal place. Now this question is from NCERT Exemplar book. So to solve this, first we will factorize 2500 and we will look out for any common factor between numerator and denominator. So one way of factorizing 2500 is by prime factorization. The other way is splitting 2500 as 25 into 100. Now 25 is 5 square and 100 we know is 10 square. Now the factors of 10 are 2 and 5. So 100 can be written as 2 square into 5 square. So on multiplying we will get 5 raised to 4 into 2 square. That means we can write it in the form 5 raised to m into 2 raised to n. So whenever the denominator can be written in this form, which is 5 raised to m into 2 raised to n, then we can say the given rational number is terminating. There is no common factor between the numerator and denominator in this case. Now question is how many digits will be there in our answer. So for that, look for the higher power of the numbers 2 and 5. So here we have 5 raised to 4 and 2 square. Out of this the higher power is of 5, that is the power 4. So the answer will be 4. So the decimal will terminate after 4 decimal places. Move on to question number 9. The product of non-zero rational number and an irrational number is rational or irrational, always irrational, 1 or always rational. What's the correct answer? The correct answer is it's always irrational. You can see the solution now. So here the condition is one of the number is non-zero rational. So let's take an example 3 or maybe 5. You can take any of the rational number, but it should not be 0. The other one is given as irrational number. So you can take all the square roots of non-square numbers, for example root 5, root 7, root 13, etc. and then take the product of these two. So let's take 5 and root 7, and what will be the product of these two? 5 into root 7 is nothing but 5 root 7, which is an irrational number. So what we can say about the product of a non-zero rational with an irrational? It will be irrational itself. Now what if this condition was not given, that it is non-zero rational number? Then in that case we can also take the number 0, because 0 is a rational number. Now multiply 0 with any of the irrational numbers, say 0 into root 5. What's the answer? It's 0 itself, which is a rational number. So in this case the product is not coming out to be an irrational number but a rational number. So it's important to understand this condition that it's a non-zero rational number. Moving on to question number 10. The exponent of 2 in the prime factorization of 144 is 3, 6, 4 or 5. That means you have to see the power of 2 in the factorization. The correct answer is C, 4. So here the number is 144. We are going to do the prime factorization of 144. Now 144, as you know, is square of 12. Now only factorize 12. So this is 3 into 4. 4 can further factorize as 2 into 2. So what we can write? 12 has the factor 3 into 2 square. So 144, when we write, we will square both the numbers. So we'll get 3 square into 2 square square, which is 2 raised to 4. So the question asked is, what will be the power of 2 in the number 144? So the power is 4. With this, we come to the end of the quiz. Stay tuned for more educational videos. Thanks for watching and always keep learning.